Welcome to another lecture, dear listeners. It's crucial to understand that we are diving into a remarkable journey through musical history today. I am Professor Alexei, coming to you from the heart of Europe, and naturally, I'm joined by my insightful co-host.
Hello everyone, I'm Priyanka, and I think we're in for a fascinating discussion about the Backstreet Boys, those music icons and their impact on pop culture.
Let's get started. Today, let's say we explore the concept of boy band and how it's defined. You see, a boy band is, fundamentally, a group of young male singers targeting a younger audience, primarily with melodious pop tunes. This relates directly to the Backstreet Boys, whose harmonious vocals and synchronized dance routines set the standard for this archetype in the 1990s.
And then there's the Billboard 200. In case some listeners aren't familiar, it's a chart ranking the top albums in the US based on sales and streams. The Backstreet Boys have had a long-standing presence here, which kind of shows their relevance and enduring popularity.
Indeed. Now, moving forward, we examine why the Backstreet Boys are so integral to global music history. They have sold an astounding 130 million records worldwide. To some extent, their breakthrough in European markets, before attaining success in the United States, was a strategic turning point that highlighted their universal appeal.
It's interesting how their international success played out. During the 1990s, the Backstreet Boys were maybe the first boy band to top the US album charts across 3 decades. This adaptability and resilience are key traits of their legacy.
Next, we shall explore some foundational history. Formed in 1993 in Orlando, Florida, the group consists of Nick Carter, Howie Dorough, A.J. McLean, and cousins Brian Littrell and Kevin Richardson. Their debut, Millennium, in 1999, epitomized their commercial success, and Kevin Richardson's departure in 2006, followed by his eventual return in 2012, marked significant chapters in their narrative. In simpler terms, these events underscore their enduring chemistry.
Actually, it's remarkable how they've navigated these changes. Consistent adaptation seems to be a theme. I often think about how they managed to do that.
It is worth noting that in the 1990s, while I was immersed in classical Russian music, the echoes of pop, including those from the Backstreet Boys, were inescapable, lending a personal layer to their historical significance. Now, let's dive deeper into several pivotal questions surrounding their journey. Question number 1. What role did Lou Pearlman, their former manager, play in both their success and subsequent challenges? This brings us to a rather complex legal landscape. Pearlman was instrumental in their rise, yet in 1998, the group filed a lawsuit against him for financial mismanagement. Such conflicts highlight the necessity for transparency in artist-management relations.
It's a bit complex. But I'm curious about how these legal disputes affected their music and, maybe their unity as a band.
Their career trajectory was certainly influenced by these legal challenges. However, their resolve in addressing these financial issues ensured that they maintained control over their artistic and financial future. This, essentially, became a learning point for many artists in the industry. Now, on to our next point. The influence the Backstreet Boys had on the 1990s boy band revival. Their marketable appeal and groundbreaking harmonies opened doors for future generations, resulting in a surge of similar bands. Their marketing was particularly astute, positioning them as not just musicians, but as global cultural icons.
Isn't it interesting how their strategies worked globally? I mean, from an international marketing standpoint, their appeal was quite strong.
Indeed, their strategic global positioning, with an initial focus on European markets, allowed them to leverage international success before conquering the U.S., exemplifying a keen understanding of cultural dynamics and commercial strategies. Speaking of adaptability, our final inquiry examines their evolution in music style. Initially celebrated for bubblegum pop, the album DNA showcased a harmonious blend of classic and modern influences. The enduring question is whether they will continue to evolve by experimenting further with genre blending.
Maybe it's just me, but I'm curious about, how much further they will push these musical boundaries in the future.
Their trajectory indicates a capacity for continual reinvention. Yet future research might explore how they blend different musical genres, while retaining core elements that endear them to audiences. This aspect remains ripe for academic inquiry. In conclusion, we've explored how the Backstreet Boys redefined the boy band paradigm, navigated and overcame significant legal hindrances, and adapted their musical approach. Their legacy is one of innovation and resilience.
And maybe we've only scratched the surface. consider exploring related topics like the economics of pop music or other influential boy bands.
That concludes our lecture today. Thank you, dear listeners, for tuning in to another lecture. We encourage you to delve deeper into these captivating topics. I express my gratitude to Priyanka for contributing her thoughtful insights.
Thank you, Professor Alexei, and thank you, listeners. Until next time.